right? And then, so the cycles of regret, and then disconnecting you from multiplication. Whether that is multiplying your money, whether that is multiplying your influence, and you're like, you know what? I want to be able to, the moment you switch your confidence and you're like, you know what, I believe to go to nations. I believe to have more influence, more than Uganda. Your brain starts to expand to accommodate what you have given it. Because we give ourselves assignments. If you stretch yourself and you say, you know what, by the end of this month, I want to be able to triple the money that I am making. You're telling your brain to expand its capacity. But if you tell it to expand its capacity and your habits do not follow the capacity, then that is where the discrepancy is. Because your habits have to be able that I am going to post 3 times a day. I am actually going to go for networking events. I am actually, so you're like, even if you sat and asked ChatGPT and say, this is the much money I earn, and this is the kind of work I do, and this is, and give it all your detail, and say, I want to have a roadmap of tripling my income next month. It will give you a roadmap. Guess what? It will give you a roadmap, you will copy and paste in your notes, and you will sleep. Atuloga achali musabu. Tabulat. And let me tell you, the devil is the happiest. He is the happiest. Every time you're derailed, every time you're delayed, every time you're detoured, he's like, I have her where I want her to be. And guess what? I just don't have her, but I have her children. Because your children, unless God helps them to break the cycles, and some of us are giving our children so much work that they will be breaking the cycles and saying, God, I do not want to be like my mother. I don't want to be I don't want to be like in a marriage like her. I don't want to be. Why are we giving our children so much work? Let them concentrate on building the empires that we have handed over to them and growing them. But we are settling, totally settling. Even when you give a blueprint, that what do you want? This is the money that I want. This is how you get to the money. You'll be like, no theory. Practically again mukukolira. Wanje? No, I want to find out. Is there another person that is going to sit your exams? Is there another person that is going to do the action for you? Kakati ahankukolere content nkwate face yo njiteke ku mutwe gwange ngambe banange abami n'abakyala munange tutuno twazedda twatusedda ayagala tuskati otwa pencil tuskati otwa plate tuskati otwa nze ntulina banange nze ntulina. It hits different when you're the owner of the thing. You're the one doing it. So I can give you all the templates that I want. I can give you the how-to-dos. I can even hold your hand. You can be in my office every day. But for as long as you are tired of the kind of life that you're living and you want something different, that's when you will grow the muscle of confidence to do the things that you have not been doing. All right? So some of you sign up for mentorships, or memberships, or you go for courses or workshops, whatever it is. You have pastors, you have leaders, you have, and then we negotiate. Because of lack of confidence, you fear asking questions. You're only mubandu wagon, but you paid your money. You appear when others appear. You sign into the call when others sign in. Instead of saying that, you know what, no, Coach Bahati go bataba jamumiti. Yeah? Let me go to her and ask for an appointment. When she gives me an appointment, I will not waste her time. I will have, these are the things I want us to talk about. And these things are all leading me to action and confidence and doing the things that I need to be able to do. Some of us are like, oli pastor na pastor takumanyi, oli mu church oli ndiga, indeed oli ndiga. Ogenda je bagenda, ojja lwe bakuyise, ofuluma nga fuse ya kutuka center bolt, ogenda oti. Have you seen single sisters getting out of church? When they are dodging men. The same men they are praying about. You've not seen single sisters. They keep saying, oh, church boys, man, church boys. And then the church boys are slow. And then when they get out of church, the speed with which they move out of church. And when you're a Gen Z or a late millennial, you're thinking, sagala kubuza mukadoli ateka kati oli bananga yagala kuhaginga ateka kati yagala kumbuza bya mama wange oli yagala kumbuza byache nagamba wano mfuluma ne ekisa tebanakyogera. Hey, musanga kutaka sawa afungujja ati afuluma Naye guess what? Yamusanze mu balanga gwagenza okulaba. Nchimanyi muntu nuli amugamba enemy of progress. And it's okay, njabagwira mu ddiru. So, the silent mentee syndrome. Like sagala kutawanya want. I don't want to bother people. But you paid your money. So bother them. The reason as to why I'm a mentor is to be disturbed. If I didn't have the capacity, I would not be a mentor. As in, come to my inbox at 3 a.m., ask whatever it is that you want to ask. If I am not in the mind frame to respond at that time, I will tell you, allow me respond in the morning. Right? And sometimes I will open your message and I'm in a meeting, something takes my mind, I have blue ticked you, but believe me, I will go back to that message and respond to you, even if it is after 2 days. And the way I save my mentees in my phone is totally different. Every one of you has an emoji that comes before their names. So I know who to give more attention, especially the people that are really my mentees and we have moved the journey. Yeah? So Royhana can't send me a message even if it is 10 years from now. In my inbox, she's saved different. So whatever it is, even if it's 20 years from now, and she asks something, she will forever be my mentee. And I will forever respond to that. When you come to my inbox, however, and you are a new person, definitely I'll be asking myself, what does she need? How do I help her? Because I need to know what your need is so that I can respond accordingly. That is why I will tell you that if you want to come for confidence workshop, write the word confidence. So I know that, oh, whoever is sending the word confidence, actually, this is what they are up to. So that I can be able to gauge who wants what. Fear of execution, avoiding accountability. Gamba coach yo taba coach ngamba coach taite erinnya lyange. Ne mu live sessions sigenda genda kwanga bwananda abantu balaba abantu batandiko bebuzisa ebigambo. Nasasula sente zange, I sign into Google Calls, let me remain on Google Calls. And even when I'm on Google Calls, I will never put on my video. Nothing. I will never put my hand, I will never put my video. Nja kuteka we chisikirize we do. Kakati ate nja kuteka kerinnya ngaliko chai, liliko reflection, liliko kuliko ebinyanya abantu byebateeka ku Zoom. Nogamba omanyi bulamu bwe yasasudde sente ze bwaba confidence tajirina evaayo mu kamooli clearly sigenda musika. But do you know what I do on my knees? I pray for you. Whether you have put on the name reflection, because when you sign up for mentorship, you give me your real names and your picture. So I print your name and I put it on your picture. And then I start praying for you. Newe jiriba myaka 10. Togenda kweba kujja kwekyusa mpaka ng'okoze ky'olina okukola. That's what I tell God. Balondole yo. Balondole omukono gwo tegwina gutatuuka. Bw'oba wamusisinkanya Bahati wayina ekigendererwa. So let it do what it is meant to do. Because your word does not go back void. You did not bring them to me to pay their money for no good reason. So I will feel guilty. Everyone who pays me money, I feel guilty. Why? Because I want to deliver value. If anyone is a scammer, when you give them the money, that is when either they disappear or they are like, ochigambire nyowe chizikire, ozimpadde chiwedde. But when you give it to me, you have given me an assignment. That please, pray for me, look for me. Yeah, when I come to you and I need help that is more than mentorship, be there for me. That's why you will find yourself going to Barry for people, people in the mentorship become like family. Why? Because they have come so close. So underutilizing access, yeah, you have access. Do you know how many people long to get access to me? And I am running away. Someone is asking for a session and you're telling them I don't have time. And meanwhile, they're supposed to pay. Someone is asking, yesterday someone was asking me for a couple session. The couple session is 600,000, but I do not have time. And I'm like, the only time I have is mid-September. So if you can wait. And they're like, it cannot wait. I'm like, let me give you another person. I pray that you get to a place where you can even send away money. That it's not that you have enough, but your assignment, what you are doing, if I had the time, I would actually get it. But I don't want to give them divided attention. Why? Because there are so many projects that I'm actually working on currently that have periods that they are ending, and then I will have some opening. And maybe I can announce some opening in my slots. All right? So, week transformation stories. Some of you don't believe in your stories at all. When you hear other people's stories, you feel like, wow. But you've just not learned the art of telling your story. Yeah? Your story is as moving. Yeah? And then never becoming a mentor. Some of you are supposed to mentor others. Ne muganye okula. Muganye. Some of you are like, who will sign up? No. If you're a financial trainer, put up a program and say, I'm going to train people in finance. And make a program, draw a course. That is what we teach in the brand formula. Yeah? As in, come up with, and now the people that are getting into mentorship right now, we start by even creating an offer. Because I realize that if you do not have an offer, sometimes you take things slow. All right, let's go, Lavender. We want to wrap up. Okay. Yeah, but I want us to go, the weak positioning, this is about brand growth, yeah? For those of you that are building brands, this is about brand growth. I just want you to just look at these things and decide and say, I want a different image. I want a different kind of confidence. Let's go. I just want us to get done with this. And this is the money connection, yeah? The money connection, for those of you that delaying the launches, you know, fear of rejection on sales, you're like, you know, settling for safe jobs. Yes, you're negotiating yourself. Money anxiety. There are some people, chimanyi, ngalinga like bakuloga. You're like, for me, I'm supposed to be, this is the kind of money. There are some of us, when we hear some people, the kind of money they earn, you're like, all that. Like, you can't comprehend it in your mind, that you can earn that. Yeah? Because sometimes when we get used to different stages of life, we fail to stretch ourselves to be able to even think that, by the way, I earn 500,000 right now, but there are people who are earning 20 millions. Like every month, they are at a job and someone is writing them a check of 20 millions. But you call abatia. Because they are human beings, right? And let me tell you, you will find that the person who is paid 500,000 works more than the one that is paid 20 millions. The one that is paid 20 millions is in SC, lifting their legs, scrolling on their, coming late, and half the time delegating jobs. They are doing nothing at all. But their money comes every month. And no, you do not even calculate the what? The allowances. When they travel, that is a different thing, yeah? And you're like, okay, how did they get there? You're like, so, sometimes we have to abandon ship before we even have. Because when we create comfort so much, you're like, let me hold on to this, so you're not thinking about anything else. Sometimes we need to let go of where we are so that we can open our hands and receive the greater. But that moment in between is not sweet. It's only for the confident that keep going, all right? So, over-giving free things. Yeah? You're giving sessions, but you're not charging money. You're doing everything free for a very long time. And then self-sabotaging offers. You have an offer, you come and talk about it today, and then you don't talk about it for the rest of the month. And then you come back after a month and talk about it again. And then you expect people to buy from you. Talk about your offer every day. Put it on the stories, put it on your Instagram, put it on your, as in abantu batayize wonna we bagenda okubeera, okay? And put it on your status, yeah? And then keep changing the captions. For you bakugamba tekako caption, yemu caption, bwe mbanze tenkolera, it is not appeasing. I need to be enticed. So, do something different, yeah? Bring us something, do a video, do a caption, whatever it is, hiding your brand. Some of us are very good at hiding. Let's go, my dear. Yeah? So, public speaking, we already talked about that. Public speaking, you're avoiding opportunities. There are people that have been invited for public speaking opportunity, and they've told me, I'm not ready. I think I am too busy. Nenga, they are not too busy. It's lack of confidence. Yeah? Some of them, they are playing it safe. They fear the stage, the weak voice projection. When they stand, they're like, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Annette, and then they look at the moderator, and then they look at the people, and now the brain is starting to tell them they are judging you now. And then you start saying, okay, you know, actually I was not meant to speak, but I was just given an opportunity, but I was ambushed. So, weak voice, over dependence on notes. You've seen people, Ali wali akute notes, naziteekako wansi, natunulako kapapula paragraph takyazisoma bulungi amaaso nakolako bwati namala nakasitulako waggulu bwati. As in, let me tell you, obwongo bwine engeri gye bweggala bwe buti. Why? Because there is no confidence. Remember, we said the key to confidence is repetition. That when you do it once, when you do it again, and you do it, by the time you come to a bigger crowd, you can even walk on the stage without fear. So now you cannot tremble. You cannot, as in, you even know now that if I get stuck, I can bring in my personal story. Right? That if I get stuck, I have read enough to even juggle a conversation or a speech without looking at my notes. Notes zange wezifumuka. Because let me tell you, these gadgets, osobola okubeera wano or you're powering it on, no deleting. You've deleted the whole folder. You don't have cover, any backup. And then you start trembling because there and then, you know what? When you press, like, it has ever happened to me. You press like this, it has been deleted. There is no going back. There and there, your brain flashes. After flashing, you forget everything you prepared. You're the one who prepared it, but you forget everything. Even the opening word, the starting word, you forget it. Even the points themselves, you forget it. Now, if you're not the kind that is confident, because when you're confident and you're given a theme, everything that they're going to give you in a place to talk about is about people. Right? So now if you humanize it and say, how did I go through this situation? If it were me in this situation, how would I do? And apply it to yourself and speak. People can be blessed better than the notes. The time that happened to me, I was actually on an international platform. You know when you over-prepare? And you have over-prepared, now it is down. And you have to wing it. But the winging it that happened was better than what I had prepared. People were delivered. As in, the things that happened, the kind of anointing, the kind of power, the kind of authority was not the one that was depending on notes. Because sometimes the notes even take away your anointing and your flow. Because when you go back and consult on it, and then you come. And then every time you go back, and then, you know, it's not bad to look at your notes, but sometimes it's the lack of confidence and then the fear of forgetting. What if I reach there and forget? Oh, people are going to look at me and think, you know, and then the limited growth. You're not going to take on growth opportunities. Let's go. Yeah, now, let's go through these stages while we also compare with the stages that I have here. All right? Now, number one is awareness. Identify the problem. Identify what the problem is. Because in all form, if you do not identify the perceived obstacle, then you cannot deal with the obstacle. So identify where you are broken. Identify what has been stolen. John 10:10, what does it say? That the devil came to kill, to steal, and to destroy. So identify what has been killed, what has been destroyed, because some of us, we were not born confident. Some of us think that confidence is something you're born with. And confidence can be something that is nurtured through where you were grown, where you grew up from, and who brought you up. But most of it is a skill that we build. Okay? So when you identify that this has been robbed away from me, and by identifying the obstacle, you will say, let me just give an example, that when I was overweight, I had more weight than this. I have ever been at what? 100. The biggest I've been is 125. Yeah, 125. If I showed you the picture, I was like an elephant. And guess what? I was appearing at speaking engagements like an elephant. But the thing is, I would talk myself out of dressing a certain way. I would talk myself out, you know, when you feel like, no, this is not it. And I would keep away. I would even have clothes like some of you have that I will put it on when I lose the weight. I will put it on when I get to this weight. You know, this is when I will put on, I used to put on long sleeves. Like it has to be long sleeves or nothing. Yeah? And it had to be like oversized because I'm trying to fight with something. So all the clothes, like everything that would appear good. How many of you, everything that appears good is oversized? Like it is a big dress, it is overflowing, it is chiffon, kubanga tegwa nnyo ku lubuto, it is because you're fighting with a lot of things. Now, when I identified, and I was like, you know, the problem is, it's about my weight. And I feel bad about my weight. But I'm continuing to do it. It's not an obstacle really, but to my work, but it's an obstacle to how I feel. And so I actually need to deal with it. So I want you to ask yourself this question. My life would be perfect if, put something. My life would be perfect if this and this. Just finish that statement. And I want one of you to just read for me what you think. Because then I thought my life would be perfect if I was 75 kilograms. Yeah? Then there I would put on the clothes that I want, and I would do the photo shoots, and then I would brand myself so well, and then I would be, you know, I'll be this. So, let's go. Your life would be perfect if, yes? If you stop fearing people's judgment and what they would say. Now you have identified that that is a problem. You are aware of the problem. My life would be perfect if? My life would be perfect if I was consistent. So my lack of showing up is actually a problem. So I have identified that as a gap. I'm aware of it. So next time I am under-earning, next time I'm not where I'm supposed to be, I know this is actually the problem. My life would be perfect if?
My life would be perfect if I take up the opportunities that you are.
If I take up the opportunities. That means the opportunities have come, but you have not taken them up. And sometimes we admire other people and you're like, hey, panange. You get it? But they just didn't think about the repercussions. For them, they went. They were like, I'm here, you know, I'm willing to do it. They're willing to learn. My life would be perfect if I don't wait for perfect circumstances to take action. That means procrastination after procrastination, self-sabotage after self-sabotage. While you have the power to create, but you're saying, I will only create. Even the Bible talks about it, that if you wait to see where the wind is heading, you will never sow, right? If you wait to see and you're like, where is the wind coming from? From north to west. You know, if the wind is coming from north to west, that means it is sowing time. You will never sow. So other people will be reaping, and you'll be like, it was sowing time. And they were like, we sowed anyway. Because we knew our mouth will never stop eating. We knew we will need food for another season. But you who kept your seeds. Yeah? So, you have identified a gap. Your life would be perfect if
I knew my purpose.
Your life would be perfect if you knew your purpose. And that is something, that is an exercise we do in 5 minutes, and you have already known what your purpose is. But that means sometimes we lack the confidence because of lack of information. Because we have not connected with people that would help us to actually connect us to what we need to be able. So you see, it would be, your life would be perfect if, yes. If you push through your projects and fear did not let you sabotage or stop in the middle or abort the projects. You start something good, all of a sudden you start, sometimes other people comment, or you start looking for validation from other people, or you start comparing yourself to other people who are doing the same project, or yours looks like, it's like you're in church, you're an usher, and you're comparing yourself to a singer. While the singer is being applauded as like, oh my God, that was a hot song. Who is ever going to clap for you as an usher? No, you smiled so well, oh my God, let's smile for you. That hug was outstanding. No one is going to. But you must know your position, that I am confident in my calling. My calling is in spreading joy and hugging people and welcoming them into the house of the Lord. And you will do it with a lot of happiness. A lot of happiness. Do you know how many women have been married from just being ushers? With a beautiful smile and, you know, aren't you? So now, I want you to be able to write that down, that my life would be perfect if this and this actually happened. All right? Now, step 2. This is the renewal and the reprogramming of your mind. the renewal, and the reprogramming of your mind. So I want you to imagine what your life would look like if your perceived obstacle had gone away. Just imagine your perceived obstacle had gone away. What would your life look like? I want to hear from you. If your perceived obstacle, yeah, had gone away. Because now we have a perceived obstacle. The obstacle is lack of consistency. The obstacle is we are aborting projects. The obstacle is we fear the judgment. Yeah, to some of us the obstacle is weight. To some of us the obstacle, as in we have so many obstacles. Just envision your life without the obstacle. I want you to tell me. What would it look like? Mention everything that your life would look like. Because, yes? You'll be a serial entrepreneur. Now, for you people who don't know how to think, you don't know how to imagine. Imagination is free. No one is in your head. For me, I would be on private jets every day. Yes, heading to different vacation spots. In my bikinis, Wanji. Sipping on mocktails that have umbrellas on them. I mean, I will be flying from Maldives to Seychelles. I will be... The thing is, there are imaginations that you cannot even let yourself think. Because you think about they are dubious. Guys, they are not thieves. They are normal human beings. Those things you see people moving with their tickets and they're going to the airport and come and wait. I got about influencer. Inza no kwa community benachuka na koma. Olokube nugwe kuta. Oliawo byo inokola gwe tobikola. Naye jukira oli yeteze kamera. Wanji nagenda najiteka mu maso nadduka naddaye mabiga. Nakoma nga rolling a suitcase ye naayita obwe sweet naayita ku kamera gyateze naddayo nagitegululawo nagiteeka wansi najja nagibuka bwe sweet. You think that is not execution? You think that is simple? Natuuka nagenda naggulawo room gyagenda osulamu nateekayo kamera namala naddayo n'ensawo ye namala nayingira bwe sweet nga kamera bwe mukute nagiyitako namala nagitegululawo nagiteeka ku ceiling. Yes, ne salt tape. Namala nagwa ku kitanda bwe sweet. Kati abamu kufe, we are just spectators of other people's destiny. Yango mwala tava kunyonyi chichicho. Wanji bwe bamulaba nga Yesu la ku kitanda nga Coca-Cola gambono yana atulangire ebintu byaffe. Wanji kubanga the level of confidence jalina. Tafa yoba ali mu robu bwatulaze face ye erikembalabe naye atulaga engeri y'okugibikako ne make-up. If that is not confidence, what that is? What's that? Wanji? Content creation takes confidence. Starting a business takes confidence. Growing a business takes confidence. You must stick to your project. You must have the starting power and the staying power. You must overlook every negativity and tell them, shut your mouth and stay in your lane. I'm in my lane. Don't ask me what I am doing. Kwanga bobero mwavu, not everyone mwavu. Weogereko ikawogamba banange mu economy temuli sente kyogerere wuwo munju ngogadde woluji. While you're saying mu economy temuli sente waliwo aba surprising abakyala baabwe ne motoka za 500 millions. Wanji in the same Kampala. Ye mfufu mu the same Kampala. Wanji? So while you say banange abantu mama ne bu kamera buli kasera kati ako yakatade mu angle wait notandika okulowooza angle lwaki gwe tozitegayo. Kakati ayagala tulowooze nti buli kana kwali ennyama ewuwe. Oli yateze kamera ye nga akola keeki ye. Musango ki? Nawe kola keeki yo. Wanji? Temunyombya. So step 2, imagine what your life would look like. How you would dress, the kind of car you'd have, the kind of house. Sometimes you look at people's houses and you're like, Kale, people can waste. Kale, you have all that space for what? You have all that space for what? You're the one who doesn't want a walk-in closet. You're the one that doesn't want a closet that has Gucci, that has Versace, that has all those Gundi. There are people, back then, I used to say, oh, but people who they want first class, business class, even if you sit in economy, my friend, otuka mungeri yanjawulo. Mungeri yanjawulo nyo. Damu na kuchogerako. fa ku ssente ze n'engeri zibalamu abalala bakole ki kabagende ng'ebigere babiwanise. Do you know what it means to travel 16 hours? To fly 16 hours in one place. Ng'otudde amagulu ogafunyiza. To some of us that have inflation problems, you need to be able to stretch your leg like this. So that I have compression socks, as in do everything in your power to make sure that you reach your destination minus the legs bulging because of inflation. So, business class is not just for luxury or just to show off. No, it is not. If you pay for comfort, you pay for comfort. If you prefer to shop with your money, then sit where you want, but do not say they are wasting money. No, no one is wasting money. By the time they wanted to upgrade their ticket, if they are not bought business classes, because that's what they wanted. And the day you will try business class, you will not go back. Because you'll be like, okay, now this is a bit different. Definitely for some planes, it's not the same experience. Okay, so the brain doesn't want, or it can't differentiate between memory and imagination. Do you know that when you imagine, when you fantasize your life, every person that is successful, we fantasize a lot, but we don't just remain in fantasy. We fantasize and act. Now, that is our difference. I think a lot, like ahead, I imagine a lot. And everything I have imagined has come to pass. Everything I have imagined so far. But now I'm imagining things. So even those things have to come to pass. Do you get the difference? You don't just imagine and say, have you ever have a sweet I wish my life was like this, and then I'll be doing like this, and then you snap out and your reality is totally different. No, that is not the different kind of imagination. The different kind of imagination is the imagination I'm willing to work towards. The imagination that I am willing to work towards. So if your brain cannot differentiate between imagination and a memory, that means when you imagine, you get happy and you can be able to do the things that you need to be able to do. All right? So now you reprogram your mind by imagining. For us, it is renewing by the renewing of our minds by the word of God. Yes. Now, what does the word of God? Some of us, we read the Bible and we think the Bible is meant for poor people. No, it is not meant for poor people. No religion is meant for poverty. I think spirituality should be able to take us higher, to make us better, right? Even Jesus himself, he says that I came that you will have life, and life in abundance. Not just life, but life in abundance. That is a Pro Max kind of life. Wanji? Extra kind of life, like everything is extra. Like my sister likes to tell me, and a few people that come to my home, Hilda, you're too extra. Even my husband now, of recent, I have made a table, and the table is 30-seater. So they brought it home the day before yesterday. And so, because I love hosting. And so I love hosting, that when I host, I love more people to sit in the same place, instead of dividing. They are in the gazebo, others are in the pergola, and then others are in the compound, and then others are in the house, and then others are in the guest wing. Like, I don't like it. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to create one eating place. So we did a pergola, and then I was like, you know what, I need a 30-seater. So we had a dining, which was an 8-seater. So now we did a 30-seater, and everyone that is moving around is like, hi, that is beautiful, nae mama. Now yesterday my husband was telling me, Hilda, with your big things and your extra things, like everything has to be extra. That is how God created me. Do you know how long I lived without a table in my house? We had malaya asika mukasonda munjunga terimu na semit. So now, I must be able to choose the kind of tiles that I want. If simanyi sitting room, simanyi backlash on the kitchen, simanyi in the bathroom, simanyi where, as in I must be able to live according to how I want. And if it's not, and God gave me the same husband, my friend, we always have a project. We are always breaking something, building something. I think it's Lavender that has come to my home. We are always redoing, remodeling something. We think this is small, then we beat it down and we do something bigger. And we're like, this bedroom is small, let's hit this wall down, and then let's expand it like this. And I'm just living the life of my dreams. But if I did not bet on myself, by the time you bet on yourself, do you know abantu abakola kapapula babeera ne confidence? They have to have confidence in that team. So I bet on myself. I was like, I am my only one ticket to the kind of life that I want. I'm not getting inheritance from my father. If anything, I must build him a house. I'm not getting inheritance from my mother. If anything, I need to help her. I am not getting anything from, as in, if anything, I'm the firstborn, I need to help all my siblings. So, and then I will have my own children. And guess what? I will not just have my own children because I have a kind heart. I will always figure out how to help other people. So I was like, God, I want you to make me a vessel of blessing that remains wet. When your blessing goes through me and it channels through me to other people, I know I will remain wet and I will still have the blessing. Where did that come from? Betting on myself. As I'm speaking, they're finishing up today. So I'm going back to my nice 30-seater table. Whichever time I will reach home, I'm just going to sit on it like this. Yeah. Someone told me there was a money discount sales somewhere. I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to go tomorrow because I want to have a full layout of flowers. Do you know those Thanksgiving tables that you watch on movies? Yeah. That's going to be the Thanksgiving table. And with candles that are popping out. Eh? Yes. Long candles, yes. Flowers with what is called a table runner? A table runner of a 30-seater table. Yeah? And those glasses that are quite outstanding. Do you know the scandal glasses? Scandal glass. You don't know scandal glasses. You people don't admire enough things. You don't have enough admiration for life. My friend, I screenshot everything that I want. Those huge glasses like this with the small, and then with small spoons for dessert. And then, my friend, everything has to be exquisite. Exquisite. But the thing is, that is what I want to do, and that is what I am doing. And guess what? I can afford it. All right? And so I'm not backing down on anything. My life is not predictable. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So I do not spend in Chivubi. I take care of my tomorrow. We have prudential people here. I take care of my tomorrow. But I am keen on having fun right now. Yes? Some of us work too hard and we get mental issues. Eh? Yeah. Yeah. And then we cannot enjoy our money. No, that's not fair. You must be able. That is why I wake up wanting to do what I do every day. Provide solutions, mentor people, love on people, teach them how to live a life of abundance. I'm like, if I am living it, someone else can actually, even if it is to rub shoulders with me, it is possible that you can live a life where time is not an issue. I don't have to be anywhere, anytime. You do not rush me to do anything. If you need me, I have to give you the time. And that is a decision you make because you are confident enough to bet on yourself and to do the work. Yeah? So, number 3, the renewing of your mind. Number 3, discovering your identity. For those of you that have discovered their identity, you are bigger than who you are. In God, you are bigger than who you are. He would have made you an animal. He would have made you a sheep. He would have made you anything else. He made you a human being with a functioning brain. Knowing that, yes, you will have fears, but he did not create you to be timid. So he knew you would fight through the fears. You would fight through the procrastination. You would fight. He knew if, like, the biggest ever machine that was ever made in the world is a human being. Guess what? Even AI cannot replace you. It can't. It cannot be human. It can scatter all the words in the world, but it could never be human. So that means you are irreplaceable in this world. So if you believe, oh, AI ajja tumala oba nange genda tumalirawo emirimu, kubanga okola gye kola. Can you find your purpose? Because your purpose, no one will ever, it is unique to you. It is like an identity. So when you step into it, the satisfaction, the earning, the everything is going to be effortless. It is going to be effortless, all right? And then the expression, unlocking the bold communication, all right? Now, in the unlocking the bold communication is addressing your perceived obstacle. Your perceived obstacle. Remember, we said number 1, we imagine the life, what life would be. without, number one was identifying the perceived obstacle and then imagining the life, which was the reprogramming and all that. So number 4, we are addressing the perceived obstacle. Who do you need to go to? Do you need to find a mentor? Do you need to find a coach who would break down the time? If I am where I am because of the 15 years that I've been doing this, that means you can do what I do in 6 months or less. You understand what I'm saying? If you put in the work and if you get the right mentor or the right person that will spell it out for you and you will be able to implement, the implementation remains yours. Because your mentor can give you everything. Do you need to talk to a therapist? Do you need to talk, is it healing? Because some of us, it's the mental baggage that we are carrying. And you're like, you know what? I would be better if if mentally I was stable. But I'm in and out of focus. Because in order for you to win, this is what happens. For me to get to where I am, I had to have long periods of focus. Yeah? Because some of us, we talk about life balance. When you are, and some of you, you know it, when you are giving your whole to working and to making yourself better, you realize that you need to focus more. So that means the balance is not going to be there too much. So you will have small phases of balance and you will have more deep work and more focused work. The reason as to why we actually don't gain that much is because we don't focus. So our minds are always, we focus for 1 minute and then we scroll on TikTok. We focus for another minute, we are scattered. We focus for another minute and then someone has done better content than us. I was thinking of doing that, but he has said it better than me. And then all of a sudden, we have done nothing. All right? So I need you to be able to address the perceived obstacle. Sit down with a mentor. Invest if you need to invest. And say, if I have not gotten it free of charge, I need to be able to sit down with someone to get a roadmap. How do I go from here to here? And after I've spelled it out, can I be able to implement? Okay? That is attacking your obstacle and saying, if it is the fear, then I am going to sign up for public speaking and we will be meeting and we will be doing public speaking. The public speaking cohort that is starting is where we are going to be practicing, where you stand in front of people and be able to speak. So if that is your fear and you're like, I want to be in a room where I can be challenged to be better than who I am today. And then the other step, I want you to choose to live the life you have imagined. Choose to live the life you have imagined. That is the execution. You imagined a life, right? How life would be. Can you start living it now? I remember there's a time, and I'm concluding on this. I remember there's a time that, I don't know which year it was, but must have been more than 18 years. My sister, one who stays out, you know, when they come here for vacation, they feel they should go everywhere. So this particular time, she told me, let's go. I wonder which place it was. I don't remember what it was, but clearly it was a drunkard's kind of place. Now, I had just started to even smell what Facebook is. I had not even built a brand. But guess what? I am not where I'm supposed to be. I'm like, the people that are going to see me in such a place, the people that are going to see me, do you see that? As in my head, I was living ahead of myself. I was living like one who has created a brand. Nti oze kunkwana. Simanyi jebidira. Mbwate simanyi I'm taking a picture with you. I was like, no, you cannot take a picture with me. You cannot. As in, bwebutyo, sitani bwa kutega abantu, omala okutuuka eno creating the brand yo buli omu kati akumanyi ng'oli yejjayo ng'agamba munange nange nali kochi mujjukira ebifaananyi byawo omuntu gwe sigenda okwogera bwe babiteekamba loga mu muntu yeesibye ku munne ayinza okuba yamuwako kaddeeti aka naye olw'okuba akulaba kati ofuuse celebrity naye ayagala kuvaayo alage nga bw'akola ki bw'akumanyi. That's why I've told the ladies that I am mentoring and I'm like, dress how you want to be addressed. Yeah? Those things of Simanyi skimpies. Simanyi, I'm in love so much and they are taking your nudes. They will come back at a time where you least expect it. You have built your brand, you're following, people are trusting you, and all of a sudden, boom, your picture appears. And then you start paying people to delete it, you start doing what, and then you're like, yeah? So, start living the life right now. If you're envisioning a life where you're earning the money, where you, as in, get into the habit of living that life, like the coach that is overbooked. Yeah, you're like, you know what, ngenda kweranga, but I'm also going to be very strict on my time because I'm not going to give just anyone my time. Oh, can I pass by your office? Please don't pass my office. If you don't have an appointment, you get it. Why? You are already speaking the language of where you want to head. Look at vacation destinations and say, one time I am going to, as in that is the vision. One time I'm actually going to vacation at this place. Look at certain speaking engagements. There is someone who called me recently and they were telling me about a certain, it's a summit that happens. It's an annual summit. It is a big event. And someone called me and told me, Hilda, this is not even from me, but this is confirmation from all our board of directors and everyone in the room that you are headlining the next event. And I was like, okay, I did not expect this call. I have never talked to this person. I've always seen this person is, you know, making it in life. It's outside of the country. And I'm like, so how did they connive to say Bahati is headlining this event? You get it? It's because I've been doing the work in the shadows, living the life that I have wanted to live, living the kind of life that everyone is seeing. So, can you trust yourself enough and choose to live the life you imagined today? Yeah? So, I'm no longer cutting myself short. Mbosmanya, I'm putting on long sleeves. Semanya, I'm doing semanya covering what? You will never find myself covering. You will never find myself shrinking, because if the way it wants, it will go. I am working on it. I am eating well. I am exercising. I am actually not where I was. Right now, I am actually 85, but I was 100 and how many? 25. That means I've lost how many kgs? So I am losing 10 more and I will be done. But I am living all the life now. I cannot wait until I'm 75 to live my life. Bonsanga nechibuto change wefula tachirabi. Chiiteko. Chiiteko. Because nange na chiitako. Nachivako. Yeah? But the thing is, we have moved this journey. We have moved this journey together with my sister. We have moved a long journey. All right? So, make sure that you do that. Last 3 months, confidence is output. I'll have to send you some notes or a workbook so that you can get all the details, because I'm over prepared for this. All right. So confidence is output. What you put in is what comes out. Confidence is a womb for everything that you need. For the motivation that you need, for it is a womb. So everything that you need is in the brackets of confidence. Some of us tell us to fake it until we make it, but I usually say faith it, okay? Have the faith that you can live that life. I lived this life before I was in this life. And let me tell you, I'm living my next life before I'm in my next life. And that is how it should be. Because then that means you have faith enough to believe that that is where you belong and you actually deserve it. And then track the truth. When the good happens, track it, because your brain wants data. When it gets enough data that we have been through this fire and it did not consume us, it's like we can get into any other fire and we will still survive. All right? So you're not intimidated by anything. And then start small. You don't need, for weight, you don't say, ha, I am going to lose all the 40 kilos. Coach Yagambia, she lost 40. I am going to lose 40. No. Start by just cleaning your food. Yeah? Start by just doing small exercises. Start small. Do not start big, because when you start big, you lose the motivation. All right? Yeah? And then the last one is do not tolerate discomfort. Make sure that you tolerate discomfort. You will continue to feel scared until you do the thing. You will continue. You will be frightened out of your nerves until you do it. And then you'll be like, okay, I can do it again, and then I can do it again. Yeah? There are people that hate driving here. And you're like, huh? The day I drive, you see? So when you start doing it, I was like that. I am getting redeemed. I am surely getting redeemed. You know, but the thing is, until you do it and do it and do it, yes, then, because right now, I'll even have someone that wants to drive me and I'll be like, you know what? No, just sit. I will drive. Why? Because I had to just get out of that shell. I have all the cars lined up, but I just don't want to drive. Yeah? So, tolerate discomfort. When the projects get hard, when your brain is talking you out of them, tolerate the discomfort and say, let me stick in there. Let me just say, sometimes out of stubbornness, let me just see where this thing is going. Yeah, until I peep where it is going. And even if it does not succeed, I will have learned something. It will be a lesson. So I will do something much better, or it will be diverting me to my destiny or my purpose or whatever it is. But let me learn to tolerate. Do not run away from the situations, guys. Don't run away. From the panic, from the failure, do not run away. All right? I just want us to share part of what you think is going to be your next step. What you're going to be in your next step. For the people that are following us online, we are saying bye to you right now. We are coming back here to say our goodbyes. So, bye-bye for now.